Before you trade this strategy, like I said, is just two candlestick. These two candlestick, you have to observe it from your 2-hour chart. But first, the trend, you should consider the trend of the market. Then, before you look for these two candlestick, the trend of the market first, before these two candlestick, and your entry will be made either your 3 minute or 5 minute time frame. But the trend, the bigger time frame has to be your 2-hour. Your 2-hour has to be your bigger time frame. So if you are new to this channel, do well to subscribe, turn on notification bell for more tutorial videos to come. If you're already a subscriber on this channel, thank you very much and stay tuned for more tutorial videos. So therefore, let us start to mark our trend. Let's start with the trend of the market. We can turn our chart to line chart for us to know the trend of this market. Okay, we've seen that this market, from here, there was a retracement. I would like turning my chart to a line chart to observe the proper movement. So this trend was bearish to the downside, but inside this length, inside this move to the downside, we've seen structure, which is inside liquidity, which this market will be able to grab to the upside. So we've seen a structure here, there was a structure here, and there was another structure here. All these are inside liquidity. So then after that, you can see if you were to trade, this leg here was able to pull up and it broken structure. It broken this very structure at this point. So at this point, you may like to consider the trend or the candle. Even from here, you can see that this market was bullish from here to the downside. This leg was the last push to the upside, which created this high here. So since that moment, the market was not able to close above this high. So this shows you that this market was bullish. It just that all these ones inside here were just internal structure. So therefore, the only thing you should be looking at is a buy scenario. So since you've identified your trend as a bullish trend, it is now for us to turn our chart to a normal candle and then start looking for our candlestick. So the candlestick we have to look out for, it's something like this. As you can see, this market right here was pulling down. The trend of this market is bullish. Let me delete everything. The trend of the market was bullish. So we are looking for two candle pull to the downside. Note, there's no strategy that is 100% accurate, but you have to use your stop loss to protect you. So therefore, since the trend of the market is bullish, we are waiting for us to take a trade. We need two candle pull to the downside. We have here, let's start. We have this. We have one, we have two. At this stage, we have to take a trade to the upside. But this very point was a bad trade. So I'm just telling you that one was a bad trade. But when you comes to here, I'm still coming back, because as far as your RR is being able to give you 1:15 or 1:20 RR or 1:10, one loss will never stop. One loss will never stop your growth. So we've seen this market coming down. We've seen two candles here, 1, 2 again. So as that market close, this is your 2 hours, so it will give you enough time for you to trade. Once that market close, you mark here. This is where you mark. and you have to go to your 5 minutes. You have to mark this low. Since the market is bullish, you mark this low. That means the candle you are concentrating on is this one. You just want 2 bear candle, and then once it is 2 bear candle, you are expecting that market to come to the wick and buy up. What will be your point for you to buy up? This is when you have to go to your M5. So let us go to our M5 together. So here is our M5. And this line that we drew, this very line, is what we have to concentrate on. And you see this wick here to the downside, this push to the downside, was the close of the bearish candle, the wick that come into this zone. That is the wick of the 2-hour candle. And then this line that we mark is where we concentrate on, this very line here. Now we've seen a candle closing above that line. Once a candle closes above that line, you may move down to your 3 minutes and look for a zone for you to take this trade to the upside. But if you are to place this trade on your 5 minutes, you should look for a zone for you to keep your stop. Look for a zone consolidation for you to keep your stop. So we have a zone right here. We have a consolidation. We have little consolidation right there, and we have another one right here. That is, if you turn your chart to a line chart, it will show you these consolidations very well. So now let me turn it up to a line chart, to a normal candle. So that is my normal candle, and this candle was the one that closed above this zone. This very candle right here, this very green candle, was the one that closes above that zone. Then you can place your trade right there. You can place your trade right there. You can place your trade at the high, at the close of the candle, and your stop loss has to come below the zone of that consolidation. But if you go to your 3 minutes and look for a zone, you must surely see a zone here for you to take a trade and place your stop loss for a better RR. But I don't want to go to 3 minutes, so I'll just place this trade right here, and stop loss has to come below that zone, and I'm going to TP where the market comes from. Looking at the high, we see the high right there where the market comes from. That will be your first TP. So you TP the high right there will gives you 1:5 from this trade. The high gives you 1:5. But if you are to go to 3 minutes, this place now will be able to give you 1:20 or 1:10 maximum. So let us move to our 2-hour chart again and look for another setup. That was a buy setup though. That was a buy setup. So let's go to our 2-hour again and look for another one. So that is to say, the first trade we took was a bad one. So you've gotten 1:5 minus 1 loss that you made. You were still able to make a good profit from that zone. So we've seen another two candle pullback from here. We've seen another 1-2 candle. If you take a trade with this one, that would have been a losing trade for you. That means you lose 2 trades and you win 1. Then are you still not in profit? Yeah, you are in profit. Then we move. As we move, the market is still bullish. Then since this market is still bullish, we are looking for just 2 candle, bear candle, 2 bear candle in a row. So we've seen this one, we've seen this one. Then at the close of the second candle, you pick your trend line 2. You map it out. You map it out from that point. You map it out from that point. You have to go to your 5 minutes. On your 5 minutes, you want a candle to come back and close above this line here. or you go to 3 minutes and look for a zone for you to place this trade so that it can give you a bigger arrow. You can try your best to do this yourself. So let's go to my 5 minutes. Let's go to 5 minutes. So if you want to trade the way we trade at Aqua FX, you can contact me through the link which I will drop on the description of this video. You want to join our VIP channel, which is my Signal Group, do well to contact me through the link I will drop on this video. So let's get straight to the point. Do not forget to subscribe. So right, we are going to our 5 minutes. It's supposed to be 3 minutes, but we have to go to 5 minutes because I don't want the video to be too long. So on our 5 minutes, here was the low. You can see here was the line that we marked. The market was able to come back and grab this line right here. It grabbed the line and then it moves up. But there is something about this very trade. So this candle range was very huge. This candle length was very huge for us to take this trade. If we are taking this trade at this point here, at this point, our stop loss, if you are placing your buy trade at that zone, your stop loss will be very huge. Your stop loss range will be very huge. So therefore, we didn't consider that trade. We move on. Let us go to our 2 hour again and look for another setup. So right, I'm on my 2 hour again. I'm on my 2 hour again. This bear candle here. We had this bear candle. We did not have another bear candle. We have another one here, 1, 2. So if we place our trade at those points, this market was able to give us an entry. It was able to give us an entry following this candle here that comes into it. Following this candle here that comes into it, we were able to have an entry, but we were not able to reach the high that we needed. So the market only stops. The market only stopped at those points. So the profit we were getting, it's not much from this point. So we have to move on and check for another candle. So we have 1 here and we have 2 here. At the close of this candle, we mark it out. So we mark from this point. As we mark from that point, that is 1, 2, and then we mark at that point. As we mark at that point, this market come into it. This one here, this one here come into it, and then we move down to our 3 minutes or 5 minutes and look for entry. Note, we have lost 2 trades and we won 1. The second one we're supposed to win, but the stop loss range was too much and we don't want to risk it. So let's go to 5 minutes together. Do not forget to subscribe. As you can see, this market come to this zone. This market comes here. It pierced through it. This very week was the week of previous candle, followed by this one that breaks through, close below this very one. And then you wait for it to come back and close bullish. It comes back and close bullish at this point here. Here was the candle that closed bullish. Like I said, If you move down to your 3 minutes, you will see a zone for you to place a stop loss, or 1 minute for you to have a tighter RR. But for me to stay on 5 minutes, I'm going to place my trade right here. I'll place my trade right at the range, and my stop loss has to come beneath this very zone. And I'm going to target the previous high that the market comes from. We have to target, and we got 1:9, 1:10 right there. That was what we got, 1:10 minus our 2 losses. So we are able to bank 13 RR just by using simple setup like this. So if you have watched up to this point, do not forget to subscribe. Turn on notification bell for more tutorial videos to come. You want to trade the way we trade at Aqua FX, do well to contact through the link which you will see on the description of this video, because we only focus on one strategy, which is a proven strategy for us. So for you to really be a better trader, you have to focus on only one thing. You don't have to trade everything you see in the market. Pick one thing and make it your own. So we've gotten our 1:10 RR from there. We've gotten our 1:10 RR from there. Then we've seen another candle, 2 other candle, which is 1, 2 bearish candle pulling back. As the bearish candle closes, now we have to mark we draw our line, which happens to be at that range. We draw our line, and as we draw that line, we have to go to our 5 minutes again and expect this market to come into it and give us and show us what we want the market to show us. So right here, was that market coming into it, pierced through it with this leg. The market pierced through the line with this leg, and then it come and close above that same line with this candle here, So if you go to your 3 minutes, you will see a zone for you to place your stop loss, for you to have a tightened stop loss, which is this trade can easily gives you 1:15 or 1:20. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'll just stop here. So I'll place the trade right at that zone, and my stop loss has to come beneath this zone here. You can see there was a zone here that has a candle, so beneath that zone, and I'm still going to target. You look through your left, you must surely see where to target, and this was able to give us almost 1:5 RR again. So therefore we lost 2 trades and we won 3 trades in a row. We lost 2 trades and we won 3 trades in a row. 1:5, 1:5, and 1:10. Then minus 2. You are able to keep more out to yourself just by using this one strategy. So this is how you can implement this strategy step by step.